Program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having a beautiful week and that April Fools is actually bringing wonderful surprises and not those surprises we're not looking for, that you're actually leaning in, bringing some lightness and joy into your life. We can get so intense and serious that we forget to lean in and have some fun and be surprised. So I encourage you to invite that energy in and lean into the conversation we're going to have today. We're going to be sharing about sound, the healing power of sound, and how to really live your life on purpose. In past shows, we have talked about our thoughts and mindset and how to overcome fear, but we haven't really talked about this powerful tool that music and sound can be in our life. And so I think you're really going to enjoy our conversations around that. And then we're going to be really sharing about how to live your life on purpose, particularly when those unexpected things happen and perhaps you have to reset your life in some respects. And what do you do from that? And how do you decide to build that next phase in your life? So those are the topics we're going to be sharing about today, and I hope that you are looking forward to that. But let's really prepare and kind of open up our hearts and minds together today. So for those of you driving, please be safe. Keep your hands on the wheel, eyes open. But those of you who are able to kind of sit back and listen and really relax into the information and thoughts we're going to be sharing with you, I invite you to do that. So really put both feet on the ground. Take a big cleansing breath and feel that chair supporting you, the floor supporting you. And in this space, I wanted to talk and share about something with you. I recently had a good friend of mine give me a call, and it was one of those moments where she was given this amazing opportunity that was scary, it was exciting, it's something she'd always dreamed of doing. It's a dream that had been planted on her heart, and she was figuring it was a few years down the road and had a whole timeline of how maybe it could come to be, and yet she was in a sense surprised as the opportunity presented it forth for her to step forward in a really big way. And she called me up and really feeling like, Rebecca, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to process this. And I don't know if I should lean in, if I shouldn't. And I'm excited and I don't feel ready. I'm not ready. I don't know how to get ready. And it kept coming back to this. I don't feel ready. I'm not prepared. I don't know that I'm ready to really take this on. And as she was sharing, this word of wisdom was spoken into my heart that I had the opportunity to share with her. And that's actually not the question and thing to be focused on. It's really, are you willing? If we keep waiting till we're ready, till we get one more certification, till we get one more way that we think we can check off our list to be ready, we can keep finding more ways to get ready. We can keep finding more ways to, in a sense, stall and wait for someone else to let us know that we're ready. And what I want to invite you to do is we're looking at living on purpose, and we've talked about really being a leader in your life, to really look at, is it this readiness a way that perhaps you're hiding, or a way that perhaps you're holding back a little bit, waiting until you feel unafraid or you feel like you can do this? Because I can tell you there are so many times in my life when I stopped and I paused and I stopped asking or revolving around this thought of being ready, and I started pausing and instead said, am I willing to step in this way? Am I willing to move forward and become what I need to become to serve in this way? It became a different conversation, and I would find I had clarity and confidence to start moving forward. And I might find there's some additional things I need to learn, and then I can step into those too. So I want to invite you to pause for a moment, again, feeling that chair supporting you, and actually put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath again. And ask yourself, is there something I'm being called to step forward in, a way that I'm called to step out just a little bit more in an area, perhaps an opportunity that's been placed on my heart or presented to me? And that ready is where I've been focused on getting ready to get ready to get ready. And perhaps I need to reframe the thought and question and see, am I willing? And we're going to pause in this because I want you to see in your heart what the answer is. Are you willing? Are you willing to step forward just a little bit more, to step and lean into what is being called upon your life or upon your heart? Are you willing? The question isn't, are you perfect? The question isn't, are you feeling ready? The question isn't, are you not afraid? The question is, are you willing? And see what the response is. And in fact, I invite you to capture the response and write it down. And perhaps even phrase it this way: I am willing to, and write it down. I'm willing to step forward. I'm willing to say yes. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing. What is it you were willing to say yes to, willing to step forward in? And today, what I hope that we're able to provide you, and what's laid on my heart for us to provide you, is to support you in that thing that you're willing to step into. We're going to talk about how sound can be supportive of that. We're going to talk about how you can take practical steps in building the life that gives you peace of mind, that serves you. And sometimes that means having a plan B. We're going to really empower you in these areas today. But it's helpful for you to know first what it is you're willing to do, what you're willing to step into, so that you can really have your ears opened and your heart open to hear the wisdom and information that's going to support you in stepping forward in that way. So we'll stay in that space one more moment. And then when you're ready, come back into the room. Go ahead and open up your eyes. Capture that information, that what you're willing to do, what you're willing to step forward in, and perhaps what would support you or help you do that. And with that, I'd love to open up the floor to my amazing guests. We have the amazing Jill Mattson joining us. Jill, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you. And then we have the dynamic Rose Distel. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so glad to hear you and be with you. So thank you for that beginning grounding. It was very special. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to invite both of you to sit for a moment and see if there's something that was laid on your heart that you would like to share with our listeners today. And so, Jill, I didn't know if you had something that you wanted to share with us, a piece of wisdom perhaps laid on your heart in that space.
Yes. I would just like to remind people that your heart beats and it has a pitch. You know, every rhythm, bum bum, 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 as a pitch. And so your heart has a rhythm and a pitch, so it has a song. And we would like to think that we're separate, we're all individuals. But that's not true, in that we respond to sound waves. It combines with my heart, combines with your heart, and it can change our hearts. And throughout antiquity, ancient sages always professed that it's very hard sometimes to improve your heart through the use of your will. But it's very easy to do it through sound and music. And it's just so simple. It's just that, like, for example, to be a patient person.
Well, and Jill, I'm so sorry. I have to interrupt you here for a moment, but because we're getting ready to go to break. So I thank you so much for sharing, and we're going to dig into that a little bit deeper as we get into our next segment. So listeners, there's a little preview of some of what we're going to be digging into. And Jan, I was hoping you could also share with us quickly a thought that you had on your heart as well.
Quickly said that the heart also means courage, and it takes that courage to be still and really listen to your heart when your head can be so noisy. So it's really having that opportunity to quiet the noise, quiet the head talk, and really, really listen, and you'll find your courage there.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you. And that's a lot of what's laid on my heart, is to really remember to pause and to listen. We can just rush along, or our heads can get really busy. And so I really encourage you to take a moment as we're going into our commercial break here to really pause and listen to the wisdom. Jill, I loved what you shared about the beat of our heart. And I actually encourage listeners in that space to perhaps put your hand on your heart and really listen and feel that rhythm of your heart as you're tapping into your wisdom. And with that, we're going to lean into our commercial break here, and I invite you to listen to what it is that you need today. What is it that you need to really empower you to live on purpose and to step forward in a really powerful and dynamic way? And with that, we will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
Your people are waiting for you.
Do you speak to have more impact and grow your business? Your people are waiting for you, waiting to hear your unique message. Learn to speak more effectively on the Speakers Summit, a free summit designed for speakers like you. More info at thespeakersummit.com. Your people are waiting for you. Are you ready for them?
Your people are waiting for you. Be ready.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Build your better business. Achieve that goal. Make good on that resolution. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that opportunity to be still, to listen, hopefully hear and feel that rhythm and beat of your heart. And we gave you a little bit of a preview of our next guest expert, Jill, and she specializes in music and sound. So you got a little bit of a sampling of that in our previous section or segment of the show. But let me do a more formal introduction just so you know a little bit of her background. She is an award-winning musical composer, an artist, an author. She has multiple CDs that have been published and shared and released, an expert in the field of sound healing. Jill Mattson, I officially welcome you to the show.
Well, I officially thank you, and it's fun to be here.
Beautiful. I'm officially glad. I love it. Well, I let Jill know behind the scenes kind of the first question, so she had a moment to think about it. And so listeners, so you know the first question that I wanted to ask Jill and invite her to share about is really why this work of sound healing and music is so important to you. Why do you devote your energy and your resources and your gifts to bringing this forward?
Well, I've always been a do-gooder since a little child, and I've always wanted to help and to heal. And in my midlife, I had a spiritual crisis, and I started looking for the most loving God I could find, going through the Old Testament, skipping to Kabbalah, Samaria, Egypt, China, and all over the globe, reading spiritual traditions. And what I found was the most powerful way, not always the best, but the most powerful way to get more love in the world, to heal more people's physical body, to change your emotions and make loving habits, to rehabilitate people is through sound. And it's just science. It's in order to make a habit through will, you have to force yourself to do it many, 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 many times. Whereas sound, you can do something as change your emotions, such as we were talking before about needing courage. I have a CD, a song with the frequency of courage, and you can get all your repeats for feeling courage while you're driving in the car, doing the dishes, or whatever. I mean, it's the fast-track way to transform and to uplift. And I just get so excited when I do it, I can hardly stand it.
Well, I love it. I love that your journey of discovery has ended up producing or creating something that can serve all of us in such a powerful way. And behind the scenes, as she was sharing a little bit of her passion and her why with me, I summarized it saying that it's sound power, not willpower. So that could be a tweetable summary of the work that she does, because I think so much we try to bear down and push and make things happen. And I think there's a much more feminine way, in a sense, to let this flow and find a way that fits with your system. And even how you were sharing, Jill, that beat of our heart, I think is really, really beautiful. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
An ancient custom was to meditate on your heartbeat and then start to get into the silence in between. And in between there is very deep, still energy that's surprisingly beautiful and you. It's a lovely way to meditate. It's like try to get inside.
Thank you. And to me, that gets you all fully connected into your own rhythm. Now, people say that you are what you eat. Like, we've heard that phrase a lot. But I like how you say that you are what you listen to. Do you mind explaining that a little bit more?
Sure. You ingest sound. That is scientific fact. Waves in close proximity combine. So you can literally, there's software that you can look at all the frequencies in your body, and I write about that in some of my books. So it's science and repeatable. And then you can listen to something and watch yourself ingest it. And energy transfers through sound. So if you were to take a vitamin or maybe a Twinkie, some bad food, how does your body know what it is? It counts the cycles per second. It looks at the vibratory energy. And you can listen to things that are the same frequency as your nutrients. As in my Deep Wave Beauty, I have vitamins, and you ingest them. And when you take a vitamin pill, you may or may not you can eat it, but it doesn't mean you're going to use it. And people haven't thought about that because they never still their minds. Their ears. It's always like we're listening to junk all over the place. So we don't understand the power of controlling what we're listening can do. It can dictate our brainwave, our consciousness, our feelings, and it can change our physical body.
Beautiful. And listeners, this show is not the Twinkie. This show is positive and will reinforce positive direction in your life. So I just want to clarify that, that what we're producing and sharing with you today is really designed to empower you, to nourish you, to encourage you on your journey. So Jill, I just want to make sure they know that.
Okay, thank you.
And then I know that you have a number of CDs that you've produced and books, and one of them I thought was really interesting is that you had one around the muscles of the face and neck and collagen, and almost this CD can be like a facial that you're listening to and vibrationally taking in. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about that?
Sure. First of all, I channel my music. It's very beautiful, new age. In the Deep Wave Beauty is almost neoclassical with a lot of deep cellos and harps and low violin. So it's pretty music. And then there's a science behind the frequency of everything. You can put musical notes to the periodic chart of elements, and everything has a certain cycle per second. So there's energy in that sound. And so you can give your body, the sounds of things that bless you as opposed to random stuff. We wouldn't go to a hospital and just start popping down someone else's pills, but we certainly don't mind listening to crazy stuff and ingesting that. Why not take the stuff that blesses you? So in the Deep Wave CD, the idea is beauty. It's beauty on the inside. When you feel inside it, people react to you as if you're beautiful. And then I go in and I put in the frequencies associated with vitamins, collagen, and because collagen, in order to be healthy, you have to absorb and use your vitamins. And with sound, it's like each time you listen, you put in a healthy drop, and it's a tiny drop, it's subtle energy, so you need a lot of repeats. And so you just keep listening. And then I also put in the frequencies of the muscles in your face and neck. And again, you absorb sound, but as we age, our muscles sag, and they get a little longer. And if you think of a longer string, like a cello is deeper in pitch than a shorter string or a violin. So our muscles get flat musically as we age. And if you keep handing them the useful frequencies, they shrink to absorb it. So it's beauty, beauty, and beauty. And one other thought, just thinking like water in the Grand Canyon, of course the water doesn't change the rocks if you're looking down. But then if you look up at the canyon, wow, that water, that soft, subtle energy really packs a punch over time. And that's the way sound is.
Beautiful. So it sounds like we need regular doses to kind of reinforce, and that's why the CDs are so powerful that they can listen to them again and again. So I love that. And it was such a new concept when I was talking with you to decide to have you as a guest on the show about sound and how it can weave into our lives. And it made a lot of sense to me because I know we have to be really careful about what we're letting in visually on television or different things that we're watching. So it makes complete sense to me that we pay attention to the sounds and what we're reinforcing and what we're building into our life. So Thank you for sharing. And I know you have a selection of CDs that focus on different areas that people could build those patterns and waves into their life to really support them. So I thank you for sharing some of the science behind that and a little bit of how it works. And I love that there's one that talks about those muscles so that they become less long and more strengthened in acting the way that we want them to act. So beautiful. And listeners, I wanted to give you a quick little update of things to look forward to in our next segment. We're going to be interviewing the amazing Rose Distel. So I want you to really lean into that opportunity. And in our closing segment, I'm going to let you know how to access some amazing free gifts to help you really get traction in your life and a bonus tip to help empower you on your journey. So things to look forward to as we're progressing through our show. Now, Jill, I know that you've put together, speaking of gifts, an amazing free gift for us. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yes. On my site, I have a half hour of sound healing music. I have a selection that takes out negative energy and builds positive energy. And just a warning, sometimes when you're taking out negative energy, you feel it on the way out. So don't be afraid of that. It's the fastest way to get out junk. And there's also ancient healing patterns and codes used in Egypt and China and ancient Greece in the Middle Ages to restore your body, mind, soul. And one has earth tones and sacred geometry and frequencies, that light up your aura and very healthy. And then another one is an ancient method of tuning to the stars, another way of just changing your outlook, helping you get ready for changes, and gradually transforming you and uplifting you just by listening.
And are both of these free, or is there one that's free? I just want to make sure they know which one they
There's
are
a half
able
hour
to.
of free music at the site, and for a limited time, I'm giving away a copy of my Ancient Sounds Modern Healing book in exchange for a review on Amazon.com.
Oh, special bonus opportunity.
Yes.
I love it. Wonderful listeners. So I really invite you to stay tuned as we are leaning into these opportunities and to take action today when you're listening to the show or at the end of the show so that you're really taking advantage of that opportunity, because who doesn't like free extra credit bonuses and an opportunity to review her book and get some additional support like that? I invite you to lean into. But we're getting ready to go to our break, so take one more deep breath together. And we will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
We're on Facebook along with some of the greatest minds of the world, and that includes you. Visit us on Facebook at Voice America Empowerment.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Your people are waiting for you.
Do you speak to have more impact and grow your business? Your people are waiting for you, waiting to hear your unique message. Learn to speak more effectively on the Speakers Summit, a free summit designed for speakers like you. More info at thespeakersummit.com. Your people are waiting for you. Are you ready for them?
Your people are waiting for you.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that break and perhaps took an opportunity to listen to the beat of your heart or the in-between silences in the beat of your heart. So we take a collective breath together again. And I'm excited to introduce our next guest, Jan Rose Distel. And let me share a bit of her background, because she has quite an extensive background here, Jan. I was trying to pick and choose the pieces to share. But she has a background in nonprofits, teaching, public television, the arts. She is a cancer survivor and really had built things really high and then hit rock bottom in 2008 when she lost her husband. And it was a 13-month battle with cancer, right, Jan?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And her real estate business dissolved and found herself in 6 figures of debt with the IRS, credit card companies, etc., medical bills. And at that point, and listeners, this is what I want you to really lean into, she made a vow. She vowed to get herself out of debt and build the life that she wants. She committed herself to having a life she loves. And you like to say a kick-ass second half. And you want to help others do the same. And so I love that you have taken that opportunity to really build and create that. And now that you're wanting to help others build and bring that into their life. So in a way, I'm grateful that you had that rock bottom experience, because we are all being enriched and blessed by the vow that you made in that place. And so I want to thank you and welcome you officially to the show.
No, thank you, Rebecca. And you've been such a lovely teacher for me these past several months since I've met you. So I really appreciate all that I have gained from your wisdom and your brilliant sense of financial. So most helpful.
Thank you. Now, we shared a little bit in my words of some of your why, but I really want to hear from you the why this work of helping women in this way really have their second half so powerful is so important to you.
When my husband died and I was confronted with all of the challenges, and I was 59 at the time, I was looking and feeling that I wasn't sure that I actually wanted to stay living. It was just so devastating. I was so exhausted. And then, of course, I have children, thank goodness, at that point. And I realized that I wanted to be alive for them, and that was an anchor for me. And then I realized that I started to look at what was going on with what I was learning, and that I really was looking at a second half. What I learned a couple of years later, the 2010 census said that the fastest growing segment of the U.S. population are women living into their 90s and beyond. And I realized that my daughter, my sons were going to probably live into their hundreds, and that I was actually there to be a teacher and to show how do we live into our 90s and beyond and really have what you've been describing, that purpose-driven life that can truly make a difference. This gift that we're getting of living 10, 20, 30 years more than many of us ever thought, and having that opportunity to really make a difference. And I saw the Dalai Lama said that the Western woman was going to lead the way to peace. And I said, she has that opportunity and that power because we're so magnificent. But it's also pretty scary if you don't have your financials and your sense of how you're going to take care of yourself in place. So I certainly knew that part as well, since I was coming from 6 figures in debt, trying to get to sea-level.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing your why and some of your journey with us. And you shared a couple of statistics there, and I know that there are some common issues that you find people are facing in their 50s and beyond. Do you mind sharing a little bit of those?
Oh, I'd be very happy to. This is what we're seeing, is that women in the United States and men in the United States beyond the age of 50 are living parallel universes. Again, that 2010 census said that 47% of women 75 and older live alone. And many of them live at poverty level, even though we think they're living a middle-class life because they still have some of the trappings. Their actual income is at poverty level. The men, the statistics showed that 73% who were 65 and older were married. Obviously not to the 47% that are living alone. So it's once again, we look at that first half of our life when we're in the working world and whatever, we're earning, when I started out, it was 56 cents on the dollar. Now we're up to 77 cents on the dollar. And then we're looking at the second half, and women are looking at that they're going to be responsible for their finances at some point, whether they have a partner or not. Average age also for widowhood in the United States, 59 and a half.
Yes.
So on my site, I have, in my newsletter a couple of weeks ago, I had a video that I found which was entitled, "A Man is Not a Financial Plan." And I thought it was just quite telling because those of us who do have partners, we sometimes say, oh, he takes care of it or she takes care of it, and we don't want to think about it. But that's going to be our responsibility because at some point, many of us are going to be on our own.
Thank you, Jan, for sharing some of that. And I was in the financial industries, for many, many years. And I had 1 year in my practice where I had over 12 people pass away. And so I had widow after widow sitting across the table from me, and they're trying to just figure out how to breathe and take the next step. And at that same moment, they're now confronted with all of this financial stuff. Some they knew, much of it they didn't because they had either given up or abdicated being a part of that. And we're so outside of it that now they're having to figure it out and make decisions, and they're getting advice from a lot of places, sometimes well-intentioned, sometimes not. And they're really just trying to breathe and take that next step. And it's a pretty daunting situation to try to sort through all of that while you're processing and grieving the loss of your significant other. And so every widow that sat across the table from me said, Rebecca, tell others, let them know to lean in, to understand, to be a part of it. This is not when we want to learn it. So I just really echo and underlined what you shared. It's so important that we understand how it works in our life and how we want to build that second half. So thank you, Jan, for sharing that. And
you're welcome. Yeah. And
it's so important.
It is the reason I started Boomer Chick Universe, which is my site and my magazine. The view that I had, the vision that I had was that we would be locking arms together and helping one another through these challenging times in terms of finding and challenging before it gets to be that you've lost your partner or whatever, but learning about finances when you'd rather not, and you know that from the summit that you did that I attended, we were all sitting there with our eyes glazed over or leaning back from you rather than leaning in. And yet the humor, the grounding, the willing to repeat over again, the looking at each other and laughing, it helped all of us to ground the kind of information that we really, really needed. And that's definitely a mission of mine, is to say, look, we can all get it. It isn't rocket science, and we can help one another, and we can have fun doing it.
Exactly. Thank you. Well, and I know you're actually launching a telesummit around this, and I'm going to read the name. I want to make sure I'm getting it right here, that it's the Bewildered Boomer Chick's Guide to Money, Secrets to a Peace of Mind Lifestyle. And then there's something, is it Learn or Be Empowered After 50? Can you help me with that last part?
If it's after age 50, even if you're starting at 0.
Perfect. Perfect. And this is launching soon. Is it launching in May? Did I get that approximate date right?
Yes, we're going the week of May 18th to the 22nd. I'll have 20 to 25 speakers, including yourself, and talking about how to create a peace of mind lifestyle. And the reason I chose peace of mind was that, so often we feel, those of us who are coming from 0, or in my case, 6 figures below sea level, when somebody talks about wealth, financial freedom, being able to retire and never work again, we just kind of look and say, I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with what I can envision for myself at this point. And so I recognized that peace of mind was very important, particularly for me. It came up for me as I was going in those first 2-3 years, and really in that real struggle time. For me, peace of mind represented when I found out that I could live in 25 different countries, 10 of which I would actually really, really enjoy living in, and I could live on my widow's Social Security that I was getting at the age of 60, and I could live well just on that. So that, for me, created peace of mind. It was my plan B, and helped me out. And I realized that I was committed to helping other women understand that there were so many opportunities and resources for their plan B, but they just might not be aware of it. So this summit is all about the plan B, and then wonderful fiduciaries talking about how to find a great financial advisor. Many of them are being very, very willing to have sessions with women, whether they have 6-figure bank accounts or not, or estates, that they're very willing to talk with them and help them understand their options.
Wonderful. And so listeners, it's a really dynamic group that she's put together. I really invite you to lean into the opportunity as she announces how to participate in this. So here's what I would love to do. We're getting ready to go to our commercial break. And listeners, I want to invite you to actually listen to yourself again. Really listen to that beat of your heart and start leaning into some of this information about the sound. What would be a supportive rhythm or sound or area that could really nurture you? And then regarding the finances and building that second half, what are you looking for in that? And when you come back from break, we're going to let you know about the amazing gift, how to participate in that telesummit, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Live up to your fullest potential. This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Are you struggling with changing or re-entering your career? Terry Hockett, CEO of What's for Work and transitional career strategist, works with her clients to craft their personal brand, gain clarity, and create career opportunities. Terry helps her clients discover and stand in their value and learn the tools and techniques needed to successfully navigate today's changing job market. Start today with your free membership. Step powerfully into the career of your dreams. Join Terry at whatsforwork.com.
Your people are waiting for you.
you speak to have more impact and grow your business? Your people are waiting for you, waiting to hear your unique message. Learn to speak more effectively on the Speakers Summit, a free summit designed for speakers like you. More info at thespeakersummit.com. Your people are waiting for you. Are you ready for them?
Your people are waiting for you. Be ready.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Success starts here. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. It's your world.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you got an opportunity to pause and listen to the rhythm of your heart and really look at how you are building this next phase in your life. I know I used the concept of the second half, but what I want to remind you is today you're building your future. Every breath, every decision that we make, every way that we decide to be, breath to breath to breath, is building our life. And all of those breaths, all of those steps add up to our week, to our month, to our year, and to our future. And I really want to encourage and remind you to be purposeful in how you are choosing to live breath to breath, step by step in your life. And what I asked Jill to do is she has one more tip that she wanted to share with us today. So Jill, can I hand the platform over to you and have you share a quick tip with us?
Yes. I've written books about scientifically how you can target improving your liver or using sound for any purpose you can imagine. But I'm going to share a quick down and dirty to make it very easy. Your body is more conscious than you are aware of. Our body has intelligence in every cell. And when, let's say your liver is failing and your liver's a D, and if you listen to music in the key of D, your liver's going to heal, because that is science. Your body will release endorphins when you hear music that's got a lot of Ds. So my tip, pay attention to what music you enjoy and listen, listen, listen. And let it bless you.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love that. Mm-hmm. And actually, Jill, I'm going to let everyone know how to access their gifts, and I know that would lead them to your website, which is also in your bio information. Do you have anything that shares about the different keys and things to be aware of? I was just curious. Because you were saying,
in the book Secret Sounds Ultimate Healing, yes, and there's videos and all kinds of articles.
Beautiful. Okay, good. So listeners, you want to check that out. Thank you. I just was curious because I found that's something I could really latch on to and lean into. So thank you. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And Jan, I know that we didn't, in the last segment, get an opportunity to hear about your amazing gift. And so I wanted to open up the floor and give you an opportunity to share about the gift that you've made available to our listeners today.
Well, I invite everyone to become a member of the Boomer Chick Universe community, because there you'll find 8 weeks of metabolism tips, because you need the energy to take on your life. And you'll also find the newsletter that's going to and the magazine that I published that's going to tell you about the upcoming summit and all kinds of other tips about money. And then also have the opportunity to find out about your three dominant money personalities, because the way we do money is the way we do everything. So it's fun to know what those are and to get them working for you.
Beautiful. Thank you. And so, listeners, I promised I would let you know how to access these amazing gifts and resources. And let me share also why we make these gifts available. It's because I want you to have movement in your life. And I invite my guests to share gifts that they feel like would help you on your journey get some traction and movement. Because it's great that we're giving you information, but where information becomes valuable is when you apply it and take action with it in your life. And so these free gifts are a way for you to do that and to start forming a relationship with yourself and with the guest who has inspired you with their powerful information and tools. So here's how you access that information. If you're watching the show on voiceamerica.com, over to the right, you're going to see a column of links. You simply click the first one that says Radio Show Gifts, and that will take you to this wonderful world of gifts. You put in your name, email address, and that way we can stay in touch, and you'll want to scroll down to today's show. For those of you who are listening to the replay, you'll simply go to www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com, and then you'll click on the radio tab, and you'll see on the left-hand corner the amazing gifts, the empowerment gifts to support you on your journey. So again, that's yourpurposedrivenpractice.com, and then click the radio tab and the gifts up in the corner. We really want to encourage you on your journey. I want you to build the life that you want on purpose and with purpose. But you have a choice. You can choose to say yes. You can choose to be willing to think about and dream and visualize and take action towards the life that you want. But that choice and action is really, really critical. So I hope that we have empowered you with valuable information, a new way to think about sound, which I love, and a new way to think about the life you're building and really having that peace of mind. And I love that, Jan, you're providing a platform for people to be empowered and to be enriched in this area and maybe demystify some of the beliefs around money, kind of untangle some of that.
Yes.
Exactly. And the next choice, listeners, is yours. And I want to invite you to lean in. Your life is so important. Who you are is a gift to each and every one of us. You are valuable, beautifully and wonderfully made, on purpose and for a purpose. And my desire for you is to find that heart song, to find the rhythm that will really bring you forward powerfully. But I also want you to find the practical information and steps and tools that you need and that you can take to move you closer to the future that you want, because you are building it every day, step by step, choice by choice, breath by breath. And when you say yes, it enriches all of our lives. And you matter. So if you haven't heard that today, I want you to hear it now. You absolutely matter. And here's the action I would love us to do, and guests, if you don't mind, Jill and Jan, to do this with me. I actually want us to take action right now, right this moment. And what we're going to do is going to stand together. Again, not those of you who are driving, stay safe. Keep your hands on the wheel, keep focused. So you have to do this inside. But for those of you who are able to, take a deep breath, feel that floor supporting you, and I want you to make a claim. I want you to claim a truth, something you're wanting to step into and really be and become. And it's after the phrase, I am, because whatever you say after that phrase becomes the truth in your brain. You're building that neural pathway. So what is it you're going to claim that you are? Is it I am powerful, I am matter, I'm learning this, I'm stepping forward, I make a difference, I'm enough? What is it that you're going to claim today? And as a group, as a community, energetically, we're going to claim that together. So on the count of 3, Jan and Jill, if you could do this with me, we're going to say the phrase I am, and then we're going to hold that silence and space for each of you to claim the word or phrase that you want to place after that, knowing we're supporting you. So here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I am.
I am. I am.
Beautiful.
I am.
So listeners, take that in, stand in that claim, and may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.